In this video, I want to show you how you can build a very simple chart using Nordcraft and their style variables. Now, style variables are very cool. They're not like Webflow where they're hard-coded. Style variables can actually be bound to data in Nordcraft, which is pretty cool. So let's take a look at this. Now, first of all, we need our data. So let's just go into our variables here and create a data variable. It can also certainly come from your backend, but I do like the idea of just having something that's simple right now. And I'm going to set up an array with some data, right? So I'm going to put that in here. I'm going to put 500, 200, 600, and then we'll do 700, right? 700, and then we'll do 400. There you go. And we'll just end off really good. We'll do 750. Okay. So now we have some data. Now, how do we turn this into a chart, right? So in here, I'm just going to add a div block to structure the whole thing. Let's just give it a width of 25 rem by 25 rem, just for the sake of it. And now here's what we're going to do. We are now going to add another div inside of here, and they need to be aligned on the bottom. So I'm going to align it on the bottom. And then this div will be width 100%. And it will be flex 1, but it won't be flex grow, so we need to go on the 3 dots here and we'll remove flex grow. I just wanted to go white, if that makes sense. Okay, and it has the ability to shrink. Now we just go and add a repeat on this div with the data that we have right inside of here. So we should now have a repeat, and let's just give it like some height of like 5 rem. And how about we'll remove the flex again? Okay. And we have them in here. How about we give them some color so it's easier to see? Okay, that helps. Okay. So now we need to make sure that we go into this div here and they are aligned to the side. So we'll make them row. So they're now going into the row. Okay, and now they need to be aligned on the bottom. Okay, perfect. So now here we want to make sure that they're flex 1. So they do align next to each other and take up all the space, right? And then in here, we can give it some gap of 0.5 rem. Look at this, and we can give it some side padding of 0.5 rem as well, and 0.5 rem. Look at this. So now we got those chart bars inside of here. Now, how do we give them height dynamically? That's a good question. Let's take a look at this. In here, we can add a style variable. That style variable can be height. And now we need to do a little formula. So let's take a look at the item, because we have a repeat list, so we have access to the item that we're repeating over. This is 500. Now, how the heck, what's 500? So we need to figure out the percentage of 500 from the highest number in the list that we are in. So this list here, we want to sort this by, let's see, descending. So we'll do false. Okay, so we now have the highest, and then we'll take the first, because this will be the greatest number. That's 750. Now 750 will equal 100%. So we now need to divide, and we need to divide 100 for 100% by 750. We need to reverse it. So let's copy this here and put this here and make this 100 for 100%. So 1% is 1.1333333, right? So now we need to multiply this based on the number of this item. We're multiplying based on the number of the item, which will then make it 66%. And we now need to turn this into percent. So now we have this style variable calculating the percentage height of this element in equivalent to the number that it's assigned to, right? So now we have the style variable, but how do we actually apply it on the height of the element? We can now go on the height of this element and link it with the height style variable. And now, as you can see, we have built a chart. We can now style the chart and make it look pretty by giving it some rounded borders of 10 pixels, right? Look at that. And we can make it look like ChatCN UI by giving it like some funky blue color that is almost like a little bit purple. Yeah, just like that, a little bit lighter. Oh yeah, that's it. Look at that. Okay, and then we can go inside of here and we can give it a little bit more gap, like 1 rem gap, 1 rem gap. There you go. And we can make it height 15 rem. Look at that. We can go to the background, give it a background of gray 900, give it rounded borders of 1 rem. I think it will actually look nicer on a white background. So let's make it a little bit light. And let's make this gray 100. And we'll give it a border radius of 2 pixels on gray 200. And we got a very nice chart going on. We'll do 1.25 rem in here. And then we'll take this and we will make this. Oh, I like that. That looked nice with the gray. Oh yeah, I do really like that. That looks very nice. Look at this. So now we got a nice chart here. And then inside of the chart, we can add 1 rem and 1 rem. We can add a number just as normal text. And we'll go in here and we will go on item. And now we have the number inside of here, right? So now what happens if it goes over? We just make the width fit content. There you go. And now we got a very cool chart. We can adjust the text if we want to make it look like a little bit minimalist. We can do like width 400. Look at this. Now we got a very nice chart built in Nordcraft, a little bar chart using style variables. And that's how simple you can do those things in just a matter of minutes and really make your dashboard stand out. So it's a cool little hack. I do like text not being black, so I will just make it a little bit gray. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. And that's how you do a bar chart. If you want to learn more hacks like this, or you need some help with your Nordcraft project, maybe you're working on it, maybe you're stuck at something, take a look at NoCodeProCode.com. You get access to daily office hours where you can join in our group Zoom meetings Monday to Friday, where I will be there to help you with any question that you can have in Nordcraft, custom code, Xano. If you're stuck at something or you don't know what your next step is, join our office hours. I'll help you. You share your screen. I'll navigate you through that almost one by one, just with some other people in the Zoom meeting, but you will also be able to learn from them, and maybe we can even get some insights on, how they have solved those problems before. But if you want to make progress faster and you don't want to spend $25,000 to hiring a developer to do this for you, you want to do it yourself, because you're the expert, and nobody will do it as good as if you were to build it yourself, but you may need some help in, how to set up the database, how to do the custom code, and all those kinds of things. It's definitely worth joining NoCodeProCode.com. I can't emphasize this enough. This is exactly what you're looking for. It's as simple as going on NoCodeProCode.com, clicking on Join Us Today, and you'll be able to access the community, all our courses, templates, and our daily office hours starting today. So definitely check that out. It's definitely worth the investment. But regardless on if you join or not, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for sharing those videos. I really appreciate that. It means the world to me, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Take care.